This sedition was like a coup, meaning some people in the world interpreted the sedition that occurred as a coup, saying a coup had started in Iran. The coup was suppressed, but it was a coup. What does it mean to be a coup? It means the goal was to destroy sensitive and effective centers in running the country.
On February 1st, Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei dramatically framed the recent widespread protests as a deliberate and orchestrated attempt at a full-scale coup against the regime. The recent sedition was eerily similar to a military coup Khamenei declared, adding confidently that the uprising had been swiftly and decisively suppressed by loyal forces. They viciously attacked the vital centers that actually run the day-to-day operations of the country, he said, emphasizing the calculated goal to damage highly sensitive areas. He claimed that the attackers deliberately targeted police stations, key government buildings, IRGC command centers, major banks, and even sacred mosques across multiple cities. Khamenei went even further, alleging that these foreign-backed protesters had burned and desecrated copies of the Quran during the violence. Khamenei issued a grave warning that any US military attack on sovereign Iranian soil would inevitably trigger a massive regional war engulfing the entire Middle East. These fiery remarks came just as a powerful US aircraft carrier strike group entered the volatile region, heightening fears of imminent preemptive strikes on Iran.
You see, sometimes they talk about war, and I do not know what they intend to do with their planes, but this is nothing new. In the past, the Americans have repeatedly threatened, in their own words, that all options are on the table. That is, every option, including the option of war. Now, this gentleman repeatedly claims that they have brought in aircraft. What have we actually done in response? I believe the people of Iran should not be frightened by such things. The people of Iran are not influenced by these statements, and they are not truly afraid. We are not the initiators. We do not want to oppress anyone. We do not want to attack any country. But when faced with someone who is greedy, who wants to attack, who wants to inflict harm, the people of Iran will stand as a strong, powerful opponent. Of course, the Americans should know that if they wage war this time, it will be a regional war.
This stark warning arrived mere hours after President Trump publicly claimed that Iran was seriously talking about reaching a comprehensive nuclear deal soon.
Unrest, you have threatened those secondary tariffs on countries doing business with Iran. We haven't seen those yet. What are you holding off on?
Well, we're going to see. Look, we have a lot of things happening right now with Iran. We have a tremendous fleet going in that direction, and they're talking to us. So a lot of things could happen.
Iranian authorities staunchly argue that the protests represented a highly coordinated effort covertly backed by hostile foreign powers seeking regime change. Khamenei directly accused the protesters of launching coordinated assaults on government buildings and even committing the grave sin of desecrating the Quran. The demonstrations initially erupted nationwide over skyrocketing living costs triggered by the Iranian rial's catastrophic collapse and rampant hyperinflation. The protests later dramatically evolved into a powerful anti-government movement, posing an existential threat to the ruling Islamic regime's grip on power. Iran officially reported over 3,000 deaths during the unrest, but insists most casualties were valiant security personnel killed in the line of duty. Tehran attributes much of the widespread violence to deliberate terrorist acts orchestrated by agitators rather than any state-sponsored repression of civilians. Human rights groups and Western governments strongly dispute and reject Iran's sanitized narrative on the deadly events unfolding across the country. Iranian security forces face accusations of a brutal and systematic crackdown that killed thousands of unarmed protesters demanding democratic reforms. The EU formally designated the IRGC as a terrorist organization, citing its central role in orchestrating the violent suppression of the protests. In swift retaliation, Iran's parliament declared multiple European armies as terrorist groups, escalating the diplomatic feud to dangerous new levels.